let's get into Dart because that's the one I know everybody wants to talk about. So
The thumbnail. He's in the thumbnail.
he is in the thumbnail. It was a nice thumbnail.
Yeah.
But here's just, again, we got to go with stats here. I got to go with Jameis Winston because, quite frankly, again, we don't want him to see him on the field. His stats last year at Ole Miss. Again, we're talking college. There is that difference. There's a huge difference. 13 games, 69.3 completion percentage, 4,279 yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I really think this is a guy that I have so much higher hopes for than I did pre-draft, during the draft, even right after necessarily post-draft. Though I liked what I saw personality-wise from him. He had such a good preseason. It's hard not to get excited about.
It really is. The experience I've went through, this roller coaster with Dart has been very interesting because pre-draft I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I thought he was a second rounder, and
Yeah.
I personally wanted Shador even when they actually traded up. So I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And then after the draft, watched some film. I started to like him more, but I still didn't love the pick, running 53% of play action at Ole Miss in that Lane Kiffin system offense. But then, through training camp, at the start he struggled. Then you saw him pick it up, and he even said the game's slowing down for him through the preseason. He really made some good plays and really just played really good football. And it looks like he's more ready than I thought he would be coming out of college. And I think it's mainly a big reason for that is Brian Daboll's ability to ease him in with quick throws, screen passes, and then letting him throw it down the field every once in a while. And I just think it's the perfect way to develop him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has that I know someone said this earlier this week, that moxie to him where
Yeah.
he has so much confidence and that moxie where he's gonna succeed. And when he wants it, he's gonna get it. And he has that confidence to him, like I just said, that Daniel Jones didn't. Like he's loose.
There's that, Rob.
That's a rascal.
But yeah, I mean that's what it boils down to is he's just there's something about him, and I feel like he's got the leadership skills. And we talked about it. We liked a lot we saw right after the draft. Like the video. And listen, again, being in sales, I pick up little things all the time, and I loved the fact that the video when we first drafted him, and you see him coming to the building with his family, and he's opening up the door, letting everybody else go through before he does. That's a respect thing. It's a character thing, and that's like your adrenaline's rolling. You
The
really
little
see the
things.
real. You really see the real person in those kind of moments.
Yeah.
So I like the personality, even the fire. Like you guys see, and Rob and I obviously were at the game, so we can go. We didn't get to see this at the time until afterwards. But he's in the blue tent when he's getting checked out for concussion. He's getting lifted. He's like, "Come on, come on, come on!" Like he's like trying to rush them and stuff like that. But he's got that fire. He wanted to go right back out there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to like about him personality wise.
Even the first you go you could go first.
I would say you could tell he's competitive. Like he wants to be out there, and like he's already in that short period of time has got a lot of respect of the players because they were all by his side, by the tent. Like they want to know what was going on. Like you could tell, like a lot of these guys like who he is and like that he's the future.
And and you just stole my words. He's a competitor. The first two plays of the Patriots game where Brian Daboll like purposely took out his headset and just completely cut off the connection.
Yep.
He stayed composed and he ran the offense. And then like you just mentioned, his teammates love him. Malik Nabors, jumping on him after the touchdown. The players loved him, and it's just exciting to see. And at the end, I know they keep saying it, the vibe and the energy just feels different. And not only Russell Wilson and Winston, but I think he also has something to do with it, being that young guy coming in, and even Nabors feels like he has a franchise quarterback now for his career.
Yeah, like I don't know if Drew, if you felt it, but like at that game, like you're watching this go on, like he could feel the energy was just different out there. Like
people gravitate towards him.
Yeah,
they do. Like you can see it when you're watching the. Like I said, it was nice perspective to be at the game because you got to see it. Like people on the sidelines were gravitating towards him.
And they said that was the same at Ole Miss. I'm not as big into college as I am the NFL, so I only really watch these college guys as I'm watching them come into the draft, so the film and stuff like that. Not really, live on Saturdays too much, but I heard he's always staying late in the building at Ole Miss. He was always the last guy, first guy in, last guy out. I hate saying that, but
Well, we're
he's
saying
always
about Daniel Jones too, so let's
no,
get ahead of
Let's
ourselves.
hear that, but yeah.
I hate saying that, but he was literally the last guy out, and his teammates loved him. So those are some things that I've already seen transitioning over to the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, and DJ's defense, people did like him because he was that person that stayed late.
No, he was.
So he just
sucked.
Yeah.
But he just was like so
put it
much.
Nicely, to put it nicely, he sucked.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I'm excited for the future.
Yeah.
I am, and that's why I hate we just brought up Daniel Jones. I'm having like flashbacks now in my head.
Good nightmares.
Wrong team.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know what to think of him as a quarterback yet. I don't want to go too crazy off of preseason because again, it's preseason. Like you said, simplified offense, a lot of yardage going on, and the whole thing. I don't know how much we're going to see of him either. And that's part of where it's difficult to kind of gauge where he's at there. So it's hard to say, like, okay, I expect this out of him. So I'm going to attempt to do it. But it's so hard to attempt to do it. And I'm going to
you don't know how many games he's going to play.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. Instead of saying games and yards and that kind of, I'm going to say it this way. I expect him to get about 250 yards passing a game and to go ahead and get a touchdown interception ratio that's a little on the positive side, but I do expect some picks. It's a rookie. There's going to be picks. Remember, Peyton Manning led the freaking league in picks his first year starting. That's life. They don't typically hit the ground running. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to guess is going to be what it is. How many games? I have no goddamn clue. But I think around 250 yards, passing specifically. The rushing, obviously, he'll do some rushing yards too. And like I said, a slightly positive touchdown to interception ratio.
So you're saying if he starts week 15, he's probably getting, what you say, 800 yards. We'll say 7 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Yes, I'll say about 3. Yeah, so that's 7 to 4, that kind of ratio.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's
like an Eli-esque kind of.
Yeah.
like
7 to 4.
Eli probably 1 or 2 more interceptions if we're being honest. Much be like Eli, we'll be honest about it. So yeah, that's where I got him. So
it's so hard to predict his stats though that you just don't know until you actually see what he does until it's out there.
It's also it is impossible because it's not just him. You're not just looking at his stats at Combine. You're not looking at his stats at some measurement where you can go by. Like you're looking at live, in the middle of a live game where your offensive line is going to predict how much time you have to throw the ball. You're talking about your receiver's ability to get open and the cornerbacks that you're facing against to cover them. Like these are all different factors.
And who's healthy? Who's still healthy for us? His neighbors playing. There's so many different factors that go into it.
Is Andrew Thomas still healthy? How much time does he have?
Yeah.
Or it's also what type of scenario is he going into? Like, is he going into games that are already over, just doing garbage time? And if that's part of it too. I can see the Giants saying, this game's over. That last 2 series, Dart, you go in there.
Yeah, and is he coming in for a 3-9 team or a 6-6 team? Like,
what I'm saying, if it's garbage time and we're winning hypothetically, that's what
I was going to say.
There'd be a lot of ball handing off at that point.
Yeah,
I was going to say, exactly. If you're going to garbage time, you're probably not throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get touchdowns and interceptions that way.
Yes, and yards.
You know what I will say? There's one thing I actually never thought of this until just now. It just popped into my head. Could we see this being sort of a Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix situation with the Falcons from last year, where he played some snaps at the end of games early on, and then when Kirk was showing his age at the end of the season, I think it was like the last 4 to 5 games, Falcons were still in the hunt for the playoffs. I think they were like 6-6. And they ended up playing Penix the rest of the year. Is that something we could see? Something to watch.
The only reason I would say no to that is I don't think he's going to have a breakdown like Kirk Cousins had. Like Kirk Cousins had like 4 interceptions in
Russ,
one game.
You don't think Russell?
I don't think
No. Listen, the game that put the nail in his coffin, he went 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and like 177 yards.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And I don't think Russ does that.
Yeah,
and
I don't
we all
know.
know Jameis wanted to be 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That's what he would do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see that. But like I said, we'll see. Nothing would shock me what to do with Dart. And they're going to keep their plan close to the chest as they should, not let any of us know whatsoever. So, unfortunately, this is where it's very difficult for us Giant fans because we've been bit so many times before. We have to trust the process. I know it's like a cliche thing. Trust the process. Trust.
You don't want to end up like the
hard.
Sixers, though.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to lose on purpose for 6 years, keep hitting first-round picks. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no lottery.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we're at, is we have to just trust the process, trust that Daboll knows what he's doing. And because that's the only other option we have. I hate to say it that way, but it's like, what else do we have? Just sitting here bitching and moaning? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that is an option, but that's
yes, not a very fun one. That's for damn sure. Like,
Yeah.
we've never given Daboll a chance to develop a quarterback here in New York.
Yeah.
No.
And he finally has that opportunity now.
Yeah.
No,
and it's the guy he wanted. Let's be very clear on that. It's the guy he wanted. And
Yeah.
that's a big part of this. Because if this fails, Daboll failed.
100%. Because we also threw DJ in his face saying, like, you paid the guy. That's your problem now.
And we're not wrong by saying that, too, by the way.
No. But at the same time, like,
yes,
we're about to find out, like, was Josh Allen as much as, Daboll picking him out? Or
we've questioned that ourselves in the show many times because it doesn't have the track record without Josh Allen. If you take Josh Allen out of the equation, just look at the rest of his NFL stops, he's done jack and shit in the quarterback scenario.
He's been fired from everywhere else except Buffalo.
With like the worst offenses in the NFL.
Yeah,
like,
and Allen,
the Chiefs with Jamal Charles, who was a freaking beast back in the day.
Yeah, and you could argue Allen got better last season and the past 2 seasons.
Well, you could also argue it's natural progression of a quarterback.
Yeah, for a franchise QB.
There's a prime to a quarterback, obviously, but the late 20, early 30 kind of range at that point, like that 28 to like 31, 32, that's like the prime years for a quarterback, which is what he's kind of getting into there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to throw that too much on that. But
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.